Alright, y'all. It's a daily dose for Sada Israel. And I was just like sitting right here thinking on a conversation me and my grandma had. And she was basically just getting on me at the fact that I don't want to work a job. And like, don't get me wrong, we all have to provide for our own way of living. That's honest and true. Like, you can't get away around. You can't. Nowhere in the world can you get around that. No matter what you do. But it's like when it comes down to giving my time away for a profit, where someone else is making more money off of my time than I am, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, that's dead. I ain't gonna curse. But that is dead because it's like you have all of these young people in the world growing up, and we see the world for what it is. We've been seeing the world for what it is since we was younger. So why would you expect us to be spoon-fed an illusion that you sacrificed your lifetime for? Like, come on now. We're here to learn from our elders. That whether we like it or not, that's what we are doing. So us being mindful that working a job ain't it now, creating opportunities for other people is it. Why we want to go sacrifice our time to go do what you did and be miserable like you. Like, not to say it like that in a negative way, but to say it in the most realest way. Like, I refuse to sacrifice my time here on earth to be miserable like I seen most people working a job are. Like, I don't care how much stability, security, whatever it brings. Like, I refuse to allow myself to be miserable when I know with enough time, patience, and God on my side, I can have more and have peace of mind. Once I tap into that abundance within me, like, I'm going to go for that every time. Because I'm following God's plan. Like, I kid you not, in 2nd grade, they taught me this quote at church, this scripture at church. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. That's my Godstone. Like, that's my blueprint. Like, God got a plan for all of us. God ain't tell us that we got to work no job to survive. You can. But God didn't tell me that. That's why I quit every job I go work. Like, I don't give a damn, okay? Because I'm at every job, I'm disposable. Because I got the job because the person before me was disposable. So why would I overgive to something that will never give me what I need? No. When I can overgive to myself so I can get what I need. It's common sense. Like Lauryn Hill said, it could all be so simple, but we choose to make it hard. Like, for real, like, that's why I be so hella bent on just unity and just like taking back the city. Like, when I hear people say stuff like that, I be all for it because it's like, we deserve this. Us, the kids, like the youth, because like, I ain't that far from 20. I'm only 23. Like, us that's creating the world that our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, our legacy is going to continue in. I don't need them old heads' advice. Like, yeah, I would love to hear it. But if you preaching to me to go left when God telling me to go right, I'm going to follow God because God don't fail. God don't miss, okay? I'm not going to go left just because you said go left. Like, no, I'm going to go right. Because God is always right in my eyes. Even when I feel God is wrong, God is always right because it's all happening for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People come to see your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Things happen to you, not for you. And it's all cycles. Like everything is a cycle. Everything is meant to teach you. It's a lesson and a blessing in everything and all things. Like, and that's the thin line between it all. And once you stray away from that thin line, that mustard seed of faith, you lose sight of what God really trying to tell you. So it's like, when people say stuff like that, I just look at them and I be like, okay, you go do that. You ain't gotta waste your words on me. I already know what God got planned for me. Simple. Like, and I mean that in the most realest way. Like, we live in the generation that I'm growing up in, that I will eventually raise children in, that they will eventually raise their children in. I don't see no one working a job for other people unless it's something that they actually choosing to do because they love doing that. Like, for instance, you open up a garden in your community. People who love gardening, they're going to want to work there because they love doing things like that. So they're not technically working for you. They're working for themselves because what they make, they can take home. So are they really working for you? No, that we all working together towards the common goal. But when we all working in Walmart, we all got to pay all the same Walmart prices. We really working for Walmart? I'm not working to help you. No. Because first off, the shit is fake. And it goes against my faith. I'm going to just leave it at that. Because I don't know where it came from, but God wanted it to be said, so it's said. Okay. But, like, for real, though, like, I refuse to settle. Like, I will be doing my descendants a disservice. I'll be doing my ancestors a disservice if me, settle for anything less than I deserve. Like Rick Ross said. I heard Rick Ross and I heard, I think it was Nipsey Hussle say this. I come to get what's mine. Not a penny more, not a penny less. Period. Point blank. I came to get what's mine. Not a penny more, not a penny less. I just want what's mine so I can get up and go. Simple. Man, and I heard him say that had my mind just pondering. Because it's like, he said, if my deal for $1 million, you give me $1,000,001, I'm going to leave that dollar on the table and I'm going to take my meal. Like, come on now. I'm coming for what's mine. It's not a penny more, not a penny less. And I'm not settling for what I don't deserve. Simple. But, like, nah, for real, though, because of how we were conditioned in the past, how our ancestors were conditioned, they were taught to think like this was the only way, that's the only way, this the only way you can do things. But I learned to think for myself. I learned what fuels me, what pulls me away from myself. So it's like, why would I follow someone else's trains of thought that pulled me away from myself? That I forget the plan that God got for me. Like, no, I refuse to follow a path that's not mine. I'm here for what's mine, not a penny more, not a penny less. And I won't settle for less just because you feel like I should go low. And that's just real. Like, that goes for anybody. Like, the conversation with my grandma, that's what nudged me in this train of thought in the moment. But she wasn't the first person that said that to me. It's a lot of people that said that to me. Like, how you gonna do? Like, don't worry about me. God got me. Worry about you first off. But I don't like, and then also like you don't have to explain anything to anybody unless you're trying to get some real solid advice, or like you want to. But if you don't want to tell nobody what you got going on, what your plans is, or anything, if you don't even want to tell them people your name, you don't have to. Privacy is power. You have more power when you control your energy than when you give your energy away to people who don't deserve it. And that's just real. Like, we can try to sugarcoat that. You could try to look at it through black and white eyes. But at the end of the day, we all live in this big ass gray area. And what's done is done. If I feel like I want to have this on my wall, who are you to tell me I shouldn't have this on my wall? Who are you to tell me I can't have this on my ceiling? Who are you to tell me that my dreams are too big? Who are you to tell me what I envision for myself is not what you envision for me? I don't give a damn what you envision for me. If I envision it for myself, that's a covenant between me and God. Simple. Because I tapped into that God within me. Simple. Don't force yourself to fit in a box that you know is you're too small, too big for. Like, no. When I just said that, I thought of something that I told one of the administrators at my school. Cause she was like, she said, I hear them talking about you all the time. Like, she was just giving me my flowers for real. And it was what she said. She said that when you get big, don't forget about the small people. And I told her, I said, we all small. And I walked off. Because at the end of the day, we all are small. But you become smaller when you put yourself in a box that create a scarce mindset. Like, we are abundant beings. We are abundant spiritual beings having a human experience on this earth. Our humane resources are scarce, but it's also a lot of abundance in that, because we have the tale of the two worlds. We have the spiritual world on our side. We got the physical world on our side. Like, truth be told, like, I ain't even mean for this video to get this deep, but it is. And this soul goes deeper. Like, who am I to throw you in a box that you know you don't deserve to be in? Who am I to stuff 65 crayons into a 64 crayon box? Like, if you feel like there's no room for what I am trying to push on you, toss it. And use me as a vessel, because it could be anybody else that's trying to stick 65 crayons into your 64 crayon box. It is not gonna work. It's not gonna close. You could try, you could break a few things, but it ain't gonna work. And it's like, we all small. We all have a designated spot that we go in. But when we try to get a penny more or a penny less than what we deserve, we lose sight of what's of value. Because what's of value is the plan that God got for you. If you do too much, then that's when you get extra boxes of extra crayons from other boxes to try to stuff into your 64 box. Like, it don't work. When you got a penny less, like, that's when you can't even find the pieces to your puzzle piece, no matter where you looking at. But you trying to draw something to fit it. just to take as a placeholder. You settling. That's not what you deserve. That's not even what that puzzle deserves, because it's not going to even have the same image anymore. Stop settling.